Hi, and welcome to the Christmas version of Performance Cafe. Hope that you guys are all going to have some time off for family and friends. I know a lot of us really battled during isolation, and there were very many important people that we couldn't see over this difficult time. So I hope that you're going to have ample time with them. So this week, our coffee companion is Abbas Al-Hassan. Now, Abbas is a dear friend of mine. We've known each other for about 3 years. We studied together, studied coaching together. And I spoke to him about performance, which is really interesting because he comes from corporate and now he's in a startup, but he's also worked in SOEs and governmental organizations. So he's got quite a broad reach when it comes to talking about performance on how all of these different entities, sort of take a look at and how it works. But something that he said rang so true for me. And that was that in his startup, the way he managed performance looks very different from the way it was in corporate. And it's so interesting how he discusses the experience of managing predominantly millennials as a remote workforce. And one of the things I thought that maybe this is something worth bearing in mind is that I quite get that from an organizational perspective, we need a consistency in performance management. It needs to look the same and be consistent in order for it to be fair and equitable. However, I wonder how often we take a look at what the person needs to perform properly within the organization. So it's one thing to buy a performance management package off a shelf, and no matter how good the design and the structure and the architecture of it is this what our people need in order to close the performance management gap? And I think that's what we're seeing coming around now, is that in organizations we hear, the package, it's too much work, it's too much paperwork, it's not relevant. We don't have the time to do this. It doesn't actually have any indication on performance. Or my personal favorite, we're going to do performance management and then we'll just assign the bonuses or the incentives the way we want to in any way. Right? That's just a waste of time. And a waste of time is not productive, especially after a year like we've had this year where actually, there's lean pickings for incentives and bonuses as we head towards Christmas. So here's my thought for this week. Where possible, see what is needed to make employees reach their full potential and translate that into what goes into the performance management system, instead of using a very generic approach that is only dictated by the performance management system, because the performance management system has never managed another human. So that's my thought for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you find it valuable. And then I will see you on Friday when we are speaking to Abbas and an incredible initiative that he started called SmartMate. I will see you at the end of the week.